was cleaning ditches up on the south wall of the Lornex pit and just walking the excavator along and found a hole and drove into it.
We had no idea how bad it was. He just said he needed cables to pull them out. So I got on a CAD and proceeded to walk up to where Travis was. And
I didn't think it was in that much of a trouble because I was pushing the boom down, so I was getting leveled and tried to back out, and I couldn't.
Yeah, I called for some other guys to come down and help us out and asked Travis how he was doing in the excavator. And at that point, I think he said it was starting to get a little bit intense in there.
I was up to about my waist in water and mud because I had my door open because it was a hot, sunny day and the air conditioner wasn't working. So
I told him maybe he should think about getting out. He couldn't get the back window open, so I walked the CAD as close to him as I could and jumped from the CAD onto the back of the excavator.
The worst part was driving down and not knowing what's going on. We're all like pretty close, and Travis and I, pretty much growing up together kind of thing. So, it's not just a co-worker, they're friends too, right?
I called for a pry bar because I couldn't get the window out either. So, but by the time they got the bar there, I guess my adrenaline had kicked in a little bit and I managed to pop the window out by hand. So by then the other guys were on the back there. And
the machine was sitting at quite an angle, and then the engine compartment was so hot you could have cooked your steak on it. And it was hard to stand because we were all covered in mud and slipping.
Then we drug Travis out over the back of the seat.
And they had Travis up on the back of the excavator. Then we drove a 4x4 in and put him on the hood and then backed the 4x4. That's how we got him out.
After when I got home, it really sunk in because I guess your adrenaline's running, and while I was happy that all the guys were there, I was trying to think how you could thank them.
Yeah, once I got home and thought about the situation, that I kept thinking, it could have been a lot worse, and what could have been done to prevent it, and the main thing is just relief.
Yeah.
We're all close. They do quad trips together, and it was always socializing. No, it's like one big happy family. My whole life is my family. Didn't know what to do without them.
We only work on a small crew, so it is like a family, and you wanna look out for one another as best as you can. So
it's a dangerous occurrence, and the potential for fatality was huge.
We have our challenges here at Highland Valley around safety, and there's no sugarcoating of that. It's challenging. It's really understanding the mentality that says accidents, injuries are acceptable and expected. They don't have to be. And there's great examples in our own corporation, in the industry, but it requires that renewal of investment on safety, that renewal of your commitments to safety daily.
Because we want to make sure everybody goes home, like myself, to my family at the end of the day. Nobody goes home hurt, because an accident can change your whole life. And we've seen it happen. We've seen guys, lose your house, lose your wife, lose everything. Any accident is investigated, and we work with the company to find out why the accident happened and to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I read the investigation and all the recommendations that were put forward. Mark sumps, barricade sumps, fill in empty sumps, and these are all good recommendations, and they were done immediately. And it was shortly after that the Green Hills incident happened. And then I seen on the alert that we have posted on our bulletins, and I looked at the excavator and look at that. How did he get out? I'm thinking to myself, how did he get out? God forbid that I'd ever have to phone a spouse to tell her that her husband isn't coming home.
There was a fatality in Craigmont 3 or 4 years ago, which is a mine just down the road from us in Barrett. And the gentleman went into it and he passed away because he couldn't get out.
I thought there's got to be something else we can do to these excavators. And from there I said, we need to make an escape hatch.
With the Caterpillar standard excavator and their base model, there's actually 4 exit points that could be, degressed from in case of an emergency. When we've gone into these specific applications where we've needed an additional guarding, like a FOPS structure. FOPS is a falling object protection system. Traditionally, the FOPS structure has always been a solid piece of steel over top of the cab, which is then blocking that top skylight exit.
The FOPS is an add-on system that's put on the excavators when they came here from finning for rock or I guess if you're in the bush log and if a tree or whatever is going to fall, it's not going to crush the cab. So.
What really got it rolling is Randy Bliss, our finning rep, comes usually on site once a week and checks us out, see if we have concerns and what he could do to help and stuff. This is where I said, Randy, I've got something here I think we need to look at, and I need these guys to get out, escape through these hatches here. I think we can design a hatch to open up the FOPS. These guys can get out. We're looking for an engineering firm. Randy had finally found a firm, Welco Beals.
I think it's a great idea as another access point. It poses some challenge from a designer's aspect, but it's all, it's just time to make it work and diligence.
They said that it would be a quick exchange, and it ended up being a little bit more in depth than that. So we found out, and with the help of the welding foreman and the welders and the other mechanics, and we ended up working extensively on taking it out and then making it possible to install the new one.
And what happens is, if the guy's in a panic mode, he can step on this rail and on the top side of that arm on the control system, open that window. There's a lever in the front there. He hits that lever. That allows the FOPS to go up, and he's just going to climb right straight through there. It's very simple, but it's very effective.
The operator can take confidence in the fact that he can work in a safe environment. If something does happen, they can escape.
Especially handy if you ever get into a situation where you end up in a sump. Of course, we always like to think that we'll never ever get into that situation, but if we ever do, now we have a top escape hatch, and that can save somebody's life.
It's huge in my books. I'm getting a little choky here, but it means a lot to me that way. Hopefully they never have to use it, but it's always nice to have that option.
It's vitally important that an operator can get in his piece of equipment, do his job the best he can, and be able to come back home safe each and every day to his family.
How do we judge success? Is that when we see more people like John, more people like those that have been involved in this project, taking on these tasks, seeing them through to the end. It starts with the individual, but that individual and another individual. Very quickly, we have an entire organization highly focused around safety.
Safety is everybody's responsibility, and you don't have to be a foreman or frontline supervisor or the safety rep. It's everybody's responsibility to look out for each other.
We care just a little bit more. We've got the FOPS, we got all these nice safety features, but here's another one. Let's set the bar higher than what it is. And I think tech will and can promote it to the next level. I would really like to see this not only end in the mining industry, but in the forestry industry. Let's make it mandatory so that when a guy gets in and buys a piece of equipment, he's now got 4 ways of getting out of that excavator. So no matter what pickle he gets into, he's got a way to get out and go home to his family.